Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the McGonagall Boxing Podcast. Let's get straight down to it, shall we? So obviously it's fight night. Tomorrow night, Carlos Takam versus Joyce. BT Sport, Wembley Arena, Joyce headlining. It's a big fight in many ways. However, let's have it right. Joyce needs to get a move on. 36 years old, he can't be fighting, with all due respect, an over-the-hill C-plus fighter in Takam. A man that's lost, his last 4 to 5 fights? Been knocked out by Chisora as well, don't forget. He's way over the hill. He was competitive, yes, against Joshua. Last-minute replacement 3 years ago. But since then, not much has happened really for him. And, it's a stay busy fight, I get that. But for me, Joyce needs to be fighting far better quality. I mean, alright, okay, sorry, Takam's won the last 4 against, pretty much journeyman. But, got knocked out by Chisora. Stopped by Joshua, knocked out by Parker, don't forget, 5 years ago. So in Takam's prime, KO'd by Povetkin, drew with Perez. He's not good. He's 40 years old. I mean, what's Joyce, playing at, really? I know it's a tune-up fight, but he should be pushing on. I think he should be fighting some young guns. They're going to really push him, push his pace, push his mettle. Not a 40-year-old, with all due respect, has been. Very small as well. He's not going to prep Joyce for Joshua or Fury or, Wilder if he comes through. It's not a great fight in my view, and I think Joyce will overwhelm him. And I just think he'll have his way with Takam. I don't see Takam being able to hurt Joyce at all, and I think Joyce will walk him down. I imagine it'll be a stoppage between 7 and 8. Don't get me wrong, Takam's got heart, he's got game, but he's nowhere near the level that's going to be competitive in the World Championships, which Joyce is heading for. I'd like to see Joyce fight Ortiz if he's going to fight an older fighter, or fight Michael Hunter, fight a young up-and-comer like, I don't know, Tony Yoka, or Hergovich is too dangerous, too little reward. But what about Kornacki? Someone who's young, game, hungry, who's going to test him. This is what I want to see. Even Otto Wallin would be a better fight, I think, than Carlos Takam, who, 23 in the rankings. It's just a poor fight on paper, I think. It's a one-sided beatdown. I just think Joyce will take his time. He'll walk him down and beat him up. And I don't think Joyce has got the clinical power of a Joshua, but I think he's got enough to slowly beat Takam out, and probably do what he did to Dubois, wear him down, beat him up, beat his eye up, beat his face up, and the ref weighs it off about 7-8. He's not going past 8 this fight, I guarantee it. But what does it really prove? This is something, that his manager, Joyce's manager, what's his name, Sam, has got to, answer to, because after the Dubois fight, which was a year ago now, the world was his oyster. He was almost mandatory for WBO, or it was going to be Usyk. Okay, Usyk's now fighting Joshua, I get that, but he should still be in the mix. He should still be fighting, a top 10 fighter. I think, not, an over-the-hill has-been, really. And Sam Jones needs to take a look at that big time. Frank Warren needs to take a look at that big time, because this is not getting ready at all for Fury, for Joshua or Wilder. And Joyce is 36. his improvements should have been sorted now, but I still think he's an improving fighter. So maybe that's why Sam Jones is giving him this extra fight. But you know, he is what he is at this point. He's probably got 3 years left. Get a move on. Don't be wasting your time with these, with all due respect, kind of has-beens. You should be in the mix now, fighting for number one position. You know, if you can't get it with WBO, move down to WBA. But you know, push on now. After the great fight against Dubois, push on, not regress. This is a regress fight. Yeah, I can say it's a stay busy fight, a tune-up fight for bigger things to come. Yes, Usyk got thrown into Joshua Mix late. I get that. I can see that point of view. But ultimately, this is a disappointing fight for me. This is not going to improve Joyce. And I think it's just going to be a one-sided beatdown from him. And he'll stop Takam, who won't have the size, the reach, or the skill, or the feet to get out of the way of Joyce's punches. Around 7-8 mark, this is waved off. So after this fight, Joyce needs to step it up big time. He needs to fight a top 10 opponent and get a move on.